Every young male child has at some point or another tried to tease a girl because he liked her, whether it was consciously or subconsciously. As we get older, some of us grow and change, and we're much more serious with women. Some of us mature quicker, and it's really not our style anymore. And some of us simply lose the innate ability to connect with a girl through banter. Banter is an art form. One definition of banter is the playful and friendly exchange of teasing remarks. Even when you're older, you want to learn how to flirt with banter. When we're young, we tease for a lack of a better way to communicate our interest. It's a way to connect without saying that you want to connect. You're gauging interest without putting yourself out there. If she doesn't like it or she doesn't engage, no sweat. You can play like you weren't interested in the first place. No harm, no foul. If she does engage, you can see if she really likes your personality and if she wants to spend time with you, whether you're bantering or not. We see this from the playground to college algebra. Banter is a lighthearted, friendly way to engage without coming on too strong. If you're dating or in a relationship, banter is a weapon you need in your arsenal. Banter is humor mixed sometimes with teasing or engaging in a back and forth kind of way. When you learn to banter, you show the woman that you're engaging, you're sharp, you're witty, and you're ready to have fun with her. We're going to show you how to play the game, understand the rules of engagement, and how to know if it's working or not. Before we get into it, in case you didn't know, I'm Jay Hurt, relationship coach. Welcome to my channel, The Confident Charismatic, where we talk about charisma, confidence, and winning at life. I'm sure you're ready to learn about how to banter, so save some time, bruh. Go ahead, tap the like button, engage with the subscribe button. Might as well go ahead and share, and feel free to banter in the comments. You know what? I'll see you on the other side in 6 seconds. Check it. Let's get it. Banter is a specific skill. Some can do it naturally, but everyone can learn it. Let's talk about 3 things you can do to flirt effectively with banter. Friendly tone and body language. Banter is essentially throwing verbal jabs with non-offensive undertones. The first thing you must be aware of is this friendly word toss. You want to keep your tone pleasant and your body language relaxed, not tense or aggressive. Even when you have known someone for years, you can banter and your tone can come across slightly aggressive and they read it offensively. You want to be playful in your mannerisms, your tone, and your body language. When you're clearly jabbing with the expectation for the playfulness to be returned, it's easy to serve and volley with a woman. If you say something that she could consider offensive, or it touches on an insecurity, or makes her feel frustrated or embarrassed, you're going to ruin the entire reason for the flirtation in the first place. A great rule of thumb is to take her temperature with the first toss of banter. If she responds well, she's smiling, and she's playing along, that's great. If she doesn't respond with the same level of lightheartedness, man, you probably missed the mark. No worries though. Let it go, move on, and learn more about her. When you learn more about her, then you'll know what's funny to her, how she responds to certain levels of playfulness, and more importantly, what type of flirtation she enjoys. Thinking on your feet. If you can think on your feet, you can banter really well. It's practicing the skill. If a woman says to you, "There's a new play coming to town that looks interesting," you might come back with, "So are you buying us tickets on the front row or the mezzanine?" She responds, "Man, I ain't paying for no man." You respond, "You're not paying for a man. You're paying for the opportunity to be in my presence." She could have been throwing a hint that she'd like for you to buy her tickets, or she could have been genuinely saying, "This play looks interesting." By thinking on your feet, you could easily make this a lighthearted opportunity to ask her to the play, which may well not have been on her agenda at all. Being able to respond with a little banter, sometimes, not all the time, fam, is a great way to show her you can think on your feet. It's another way to show your confidence and the alpha in you. Practice with your boys if you aren't a natural. Banter is not only a flirtatious thing, but we can all banter to make lighthearted conversation. The great thing about banter is that it doesn't need to last 20 or 30 minutes. It can be 3 or 4 verbal tosses back and forth. Remember, it's not a competition to see who has the slickest comment. Instead, this is an opportunity to show her you can be fun even in a routine moment. Complimenting through banter. One of the more interesting ways to make banter flirtatious is to slide in a thinly veiled compliment, yet banter anyway. For example, you might say to a woman that you've been talking to, "This is a cool event. I've met some cool people, and of course you as well." Make sure that you give a slight grin after that comment. She's probably going to laugh it off. Then you might say, "Well, I'm kidding, sort of. So what date can we get together to hang out this week?" And she might say, "Any day that you're not busy hanging out with the cool people." She'll smile at you for sure. You should already have your phone ready to exchange information by the time she finishes that statement. Notice, you gave kind of a backhanded compliment, but it was all in fun. If you delivered it with the right tone, the right body language, she definitely got it. Compliments, without being too mushy, go over really well often with women. Men who are less aware of the give and take of a conversation just throw out how beautiful she is, how pretty her eyes are, how she makes him feel. These things are fine, bruh, but not on day 1, minute 1, the first second that you ever meet the woman. Get to know her. Spend time understanding how she likes to have fun. Women like men who make them feel like they can let their hair down. Women want to be able to laugh and have a good time with you. There's a time and place for romance, but when you learn how to banter, it will get you a lot farther than the poorly timed romantic gestures. Okay, you got it? Those were 3 things you could do to flirt effectively with banter. Let's add 3 more things you should make sure you don't do when bantering. No stereotypes or offensive topics. As men, sometimes we take banter to another level with other guys. We'll talk about all kinds of stuff that I wouldn't even consider repeating on this platform. When bantering with a woman, make sure you're not talking about anything close to a stereotype or other offensive topic. Don't even go there about things like race, sexuality, gender, religion, age, a physical or mental disability. This isn't that space, bruh. Even if she seems like she wouldn't be offended, why risk it? Banter is fun, but from day 1, start by honoring who she is, her identity, and all that comes with it. If you think there's a remote chance it could be slightly misinterpreted in the wrong way, don't do it. Banter with people you know. When you're getting to know someone, make sure you know something about their personality before you start bantering with them. When you start a conversation with banter, it's difficult for the other person to understand if you're playing or where you're coming from. It's likely you'll start off on the wrong foot with that person, which is difficult to overcome. When you banter with a woman you know, it's much easier to gauge what works for her and what doesn't. It's going to be much more effective, and you'll both enjoy the conversation much more when you're on the same page. How to respond to negativity. Sometimes the joke just doesn't land. There are times that a woman is having a bad day, she's not really in the mood, or to keep it all the way 100, she's not feeling you, bruh. It's cool, it's all good. The key is not to be upset because the banter doesn't land well with her. If you met someone today and you've been talking for a bit and you think you can banter but it doesn't land well, I would encourage you to say something like, "Hey, I was trying to joke a bit and it didn't land well. I apologize. Let's start over." There are times when you show contrition simply to missing the mark that will make a woman feel like you hear her and you put her feelings before yours. That might get you closer to her in this particular situation. You definitely don't want to get upset because you feel embarrassed. Regardless, if people are around or not, you always want to take the high road. Honor her and apologize if the banter didn't land well. Whether she appreciates it or not, you can be sure that you did the right thing. Banter is a fun, confident way to interact with a woman. It may not be for everyone. Not every personality can handle this kind of communication, but for those that can, it's a lot of fun, and sometimes it's a needed distraction from the seriousness of our day-to-day lives. If it's something you're interested in adding to your skill set, I hope you take notes and learn the art of banter. It takes a confident guy to be able to banter, especially with a confident, witty woman. When you get to that level of confidence, you know it's without a doubt that charisma is clearly your superpower.